If you recall from a couple months ago, we talked about Primeval's Ape Shit RTD, a high-stim pre-workout RTD that has been hitting the shelves really hard at Gold's gyms across the country. Today we're going to be talking about their fat burner pre-workout, Ape Shit CUTZ. Now, this is a straight to the point, no kitchen sink, hard-hitting pre-workout that will both help out with the ergogenics of your workout. It'll help boost your performance, help get you focused in the gym, help hype you up for that. But it'll also help out with fat burning as well and get you a really good sweat going on. So without further ado, let's talk about Ape Shit CUTZ and what it can do for you. So as always, we're talking 2 scoops here. You can go 1 or 2 scoops in here, either 50 or 25 servings. I think 25 servings is a pretty fair amount of servings for a pre-workout these days. We've seen some people switching from the 20 to the 25, but you're talking about a 6.7 gram pre-workout here. It's not a huge kitchen sink formula as we see a lot popularized by, low margin companies, super high dosages. This pre-workout is designed to get you hyped, get you focused, give you a couple ergogenic ingredients that you probably are using regularly, and help boost the fat burning and sweating that you experience during your workout. As such, we've got 7 ingredients to talk about today. Each one has a decent amount of backing behind it. We're a fan of pretty much every one of these ingredients. So without further ado, let's talk about what it can do for you. From the top, we got beta-alanine here. 3,200 milligrams. This isn't carnosine. These guys aren't backed into a formal relationship with them. They're using just a generic beta-alanine. It's going to make you tingle. It's going to help buffer lactic acid. It's going to help produce carnosine within the body, doing all the things that you want from a beta-alanine. You got it at 3,200 milligrams, which is generally regarded as the clinical dose for beta-alanine. While there are plenty of different studied dosages, 3,200 milligrams is seen as kind of the quickest way to saturate the blood, because remember, you need to get up to about 170 grams of beta-alanine in the bloodstream without getting too much of the tingles, because remember, this is going to cause paresthesia. You are going to tingle from using this at 3,200 milligrams. Beta-alanine is a super popular ingredient. I don't need to tell you guys, if you've watched any pre-workout video, if you are familiar with pre-workouts at all, it makes you tingle, which some people like, but that's not actually what the benefit is. By creating carnosine within the body, it helps deal with lactic acid better during workouts. It's going to help extend the sets, add reps onto each set, eventually helping you out, because progressive overload, we know mechanical tension over time is the true driver of hypertrophy. So if you can use more weight for more reps with more sets, you're going to cause more of that. So this is really part of the traditional pre-workout part of this. It's going to help with your performance. It doesn't have anything to do with fat burning as far as I know. There might be some small claims somewhere. Moving into choline bitartrate, you got a full gram of choline here. It's a lot of choline. Now they are using choline bitartrate. We don't know what isomer it is, so that is a bit of a drawback. We don't know how bioavailable it is for the body. However, you're getting a sledgehammer amount of it. You're getting a whole gram. So you get a pro and a con there. Choline bitartrate is a fine source. It's something that we see pretty often. It's cost effective, and you can use a lot of it and get a lot of choline to the body. Choline is helpful for making acetylcholine, which is commonly known as the learning neurotransmitter. It's used from everything from studying to focusing to even muscle contractions. You need it when you're training. It helps make you focus in the gym. So whatever you're using it for, it's going to help out with a lot of those mental acuity. You get a lot of choline if you're eating a lot of egg yolks in your diet, but I understand that a lot of dieters are not. So if you are coming to this because you're in a diet phase and you're not eating a lot of egg yolks, this could be a possible help for you. It's also highly found in red meats, but we know that in America, that's got a bit of a war against it. So choline bitartrate is a great way to get a bunch of choline in. It doesn't have the power claims of alpha GPC or some other sources, but it is a huge dose here at a gram, and we're happy to see it. So from there, we actually have caffeine pretty high up on this formula. It's got 300 milligrams. We know from the Ape Shit RTDs that Primeval is not afraid to go with a high dose of caffeine. Now, this is a green tea extract for caffeine, so it is a natural caffeine. Some people report a longer lasting effect because of the entourage effect from other naturally occurring constituents within green tea. I personally find that it hits me slightly a little bit harder than anhydrous, and it lasts around a little bit longer. It's not significant, it's not crazy, but it is something. 300 milligrams here is obviously wildly safe. People are worried about high caffeine dosages, but the truth is it goes well up to around 12 to 13 milligrams per kilogram in terms of safety data. You might be a little bit uncomfortable at that point, but for the average American, this is not a huge dose. You probably get this in your Starbucks a few times a day anyway. Moving on from caffeine, which by the way has tons of performance benefits and fat loss benefits, so it kind of fits into both sides of this formula between the pre-workout and the fat burner. We next have Garcinia cambogia at 200 milligrams. Not a huge dose of Garcinia, but Garcinia is one of the kind of accepted appetite suppressants in the industry. This is of course coming from the high level of hydroxycitric acid within Garcinia cambogia, which is popularly seen for a lot of different benefits, anywhere from anti-inflammatory, anti-cancer, anti-diabetic, hypolipidemic, Hepaprotective. It has a lot of different things that go on the body with it, but in this case, we're looking for dieter reasons, right? So appetite suppression is a big one here. It also inhibits the ATP citrate lyase enzyme, which is involved in synthesizing and storing fatty acids, as well as triglycerides and cholesterol. So it can help out with maybe not storing as much fat, but also help out with triglycerides and cholesterol as well. Garcinia cambogia has obviously been popularized for fat loss supplements. I'm not huge in using it as a fat burner, but I do think that it significantly lowers appetite suppression. We don't have a huge dose of it here, but it is in a powder and it could taste a little bit funky if you add too much of it. We have enough in here, I think, to help with appetite suppression, especially after a heavy workout, which you'll be using this for. But likely what you're really coming to this pre-workout for is a little bit further down. After this dandelion extract at 50 milligrams, dandelion extract is very, very popular as a diuretic. It's a bit of a large claim. I don't even really know if we're supposed to use that exact word, but it will help expel excess water and help promote a healthy water balance within the body. If you're holding extra water, it's going to help urinate that out, it'll give you like a better like lean look. Fact of the matter is it's not going to make you lose fat. If you're holding water, that's not fat, right? If you're fat, you're fat. If you're holding water, you're holding water. Dandelion root will help you get rid of some of that extra water, get you looking a little bit leaner. If you want to look, really quick, get a little bit better for the weekend, this kind of stuff can help you out a little bit. But don't forget, if you load up on carbs, salt, and water afterwards, you're going to look exactly the same. So in the right case here, it can help out a lot, but in the wrong case, don't get your hopes up. The real reason that a lot of people are going to be coming here for these last two ingredients here, GBB at 20 milligrams. Now, at 20 milligrams GBB, you're going to get a healthy sweat. 50 milligrams is really that top end where it gets like really crazy and wild. Not a lot of people are going to enjoy that, but at a 20 milligrams, you're going to get a healthy sweat. This will really help out with if you're doing like interval training, cardio, stuff that you really want to work up a sweat doing. A lot of people will bring it back to the carnitine discussion about mobilizing fatty acids to mitochondria, all that stuff. I'm not big on that. I don't think that GBB is really a fat burner in itself in terms of promoting fat loss. But what I do think it does for a lot of people is really get you in a sweaty state, which most people are looking for in that fat burning workout type setting. If you're doing HIIT, if you're doing any sort of cardio, if you just want to work up a sweat, GBB is really the answer. It's what I reach for immediately in terms of those. The secondary ingredient in those kinds of situations is Yohimbine. And so we have a Yohimbine bark extract at 8% Yohimbine, 20 milligrams. It's going to come out to about 1.6 milligrams of actual Yohimbine alkaloids. But because it's coming from a bark extract, you're going to find a very robust effect. If you're used to Yohimbine HCl, don't think that this is going to be the same exact dosage. This 1.6 milligrams, in my opinion, is much stronger than just a hydrochloride setting. Because of the other naturally occurring compounds within this bark extract, it's a very strong effect. It'll give you lots of sweating, lots of stuff similar to GBB, but it also brings in a lot of blood flow to the extremities and a very wild focus, kind of almost like I got like a bit of a rage from Yohimbine. It's awesome for strength training. Yohimbine is a kind of a catch-all when it comes to pre-workouts for me. I can use it for cardio pre-workouts. I can use it for strength training pre-workouts. I can even use it for hypertrophy strength training pre-workouts because it does help with blood flow to the extremities. I'm a huge fan of Yohimbine, if you can't tell. It does a lot of different things from promoting fat loss in a fasted state. So if you were to take this pre-workout before you go do cardio in your fasted or even a training state, if you're fasted, it's going to promote a ton more fat loss. I would definitely recommend it if you're in a dieting state. But like I also said, it can help out with strength training, hypertrophy training, a lot of different stuff. It has a ton of different benefits. And for me, it just turns me on for training. That sounded a little bit inappropriate, but it's the truth. It gets me in the mood, gets me going for training, and I definitely think it'll work for most. Some people are a little bit worried by Yohimbine because it is a pretty intense ingredient. Some people don't really react to it all that great. They'll get a bit of a cold sweat from it. But I promise if you stay hydrated and you get after it, it's a great ingredient. I'm a huge fan of it. I could not recommend it any more to most. And that's it. Simple product, gets you in the mood for training, gets you a couple different ergogenic help ingredients, brings you a big dose of choline, and it's going to get you sweating like crazy. If you're looking for something in your dieting state that isn't going to be a huge kitchen sink, you just want a little bit of help before you get into your workout, it's an awesome product. In any case, I do have to say we got these for free. We do have a business affiliate relationship with APE, aka Primeval. But as a whole, I think it's an awesome product. I think it's definitely something that you should check out if you're in that kind of state, like I said, and give it a go. As always, guys, I appreciate making this far in the video, and have a great day.
Welcome to PricePlow.